Haycock 45. We're going to show you the Sig P320 Subcompact today, okay? Going to do a little review of it. And so what am I going to do to start off with? I'm going to shoot the wrong gun, the Sig P320 Compact. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I'm going to hit the gong, wake him up. He's awake. So is he. I tell you, oh yeah, I am shooting the wrong gun because the subject today is the subcompact. This is the compact, okay? And you have seen it here. If not, you're in trouble. You should not be missing videos. I like this gun. I think you already know that. And it's a striker fired Sig P320, the next size down from the big one. Pretty cool. Every time I fire it, I'm reminded how much I like it. Okay, it's if it were a little thinner, it would almost replace my beloved Glock 19. You know, it wouldn't be far off because boy, it feels good in the hand. If you're carrying in a belt holster, it's not a pocket gun. Is my point there. If you're carrying outside the waistband or even inside the waistband, but up on your belt, this is a great choice. A great shooter and feels wonderful. Okay, so like I said, the subject today is not this gun. So why am I talking about it? Well, Sig was nice enough to send me this gun. They sent us this subcompact, but it was missing some parts. So we've been building on it and trying to get it to work. Cannot do it. So we're going to take some more parts out of the compact, see if we can get the darn thing. Look at that. Now that looks like it ought to work. Let's try it. Put my ears on. Well, I'll be darned. I do believe it's going to work. Let's try the gong. Well, not as successful. Let's try closer. Pretty cool. It even works with a long magazine. So, yeah, I didn't fool you. You knew that I knew it would work. Okay. So yeah, now we have a subcompact Sig Sauer P320, and as you already knew, if you've been around, we have kind of reviewed, at least shot on video, if you can call it a review, but the full-size Sig P320, and then the compact, which you just saw a minute ago, and now here is the subcompact. Now there's also a model called the carry model, but it's essentially the same as the compact, I think, almost. This is these represent the three main sizes in their lineup of the Sig P320, okay, the subcompact. So it was nice to get this. I had been trying to get it from somebody. It didn't really need the gun, just needed the shell, the slide, the barrel, the frame, because as we have pointed out, and you probably already know, the chassis that I switched out of the other gun, was it a gun? I guess it was, if the chassis was in it, right? I switched it into this frame and made this the gun, and it's the same chassis that works in all models. So there you go. That might not be something that has a huge advantage for you, or you might think, wow, that's the coolest thing since sliced bread or peanut butter, you know. So it just kind of depends on how you like to operate. If there are probably people out there, even though they're kind of hard to get at this point, I think, who have that chassis and they have all four guns, or at least three of them, you know, and they just move that chassis around, and, you know, depending on what mood they're in, what size gun they want, pistol, whether they're going to carry, because this one is more suited for carry. You got a shorter grip, and you know, so just whatever floats your boat. It might be something that appeals to you. I don't know exactly what the frame and slide and barrel, all that costs, because they're so unavailable, I think, for the most part. It could be like a lot of other things. By the time you buy, like with Glocks, people buy replacement barrels and all this kind of thing. By the time you buy all that, for a little more money, maybe another $100 or something, you could actually have both guns. Don't know exactly what the numbers are on that, but check the website, talk to Sig, and before you would, venture out in that direction, and it might change your mind depending on the exact cost and even the availability. So, but anyway, the Sig folks had seen some of our videos, and they actually contacted me, and I said, I don't really need a gun, but if we could get the frame and slide just to show, because we wanted to show this in another video, switch it back and forth and everything. So there you go. That's how simple it is. Again, we're not selling SIGs, but I think it's good to know this is available. I like SIGs a lot. They're not my very favorite striker fired pistol, but I do like the striker fired 320s. They're pretty cool, and they're good shooters. They're fun to shoot. This one holds the subcompact. Holds, I believe, 12 in a flush mag. Yeah, 12 rounds in the flush mag. Okay, and I'll show you how much shorter it is, rather. Oh, no, wait a minute, that won't work. Let's see, we got to have the slide here, don't we? There we go. We can kind of fake it. There we go. And when you put them up there, you can see you save some length there on that grip. Oh, I should have a magazine in it. There's a flush magazine lurking here somewhere. This must be it. Yeah. So there's your difference. Cuts off quite a bit of that. All right, and that is the biggest difference. If you look at these two, the slides are not dramatically different. If these slides are just lying around there in a box, you'd almost not think there's any difference. And it's, was it 3/10 of an inch shorter on the subcompact. Okay, one of them is whatever it is. It's like 3.6 versus 3.9 or something. So there's not a lot of difference in the length there of that. And in the weight, it's only 1 ounce difference. So the biggest advantage that I see is you got this fairly significantly shorter grip. All right, and of course there's a price to pay for that. You've got 12 rounds flush versus 15 flush. This one holds 15. Okay, that's the flush mag. And of course, this is a 17 round mag for the full size, and it works in either of these guns. It's like the Glock system and some others, Beretta. If you've got the magazine, it will work in the firearm as long as it's not too short. For example, the 12 round will not work in one of the bigger guns, just like with the Glock. The baby Glock mag won't work in the other Glocks, but as long as you've got a long enough mag, it will work. So that's pretty cool. And they seem very reliable. I think we did have one malfunction, I believe, in the video we did with the compact, didn't we? But generally speaking, you don't have malfunctions with them, just like the hammer-fired SIGs. They tend to work. We all know SIG makes quality firearms. Some people get a little too crazy about the quality of SIG, I think. They think because they cost twice as much as some of the other pistols, that means they must be twice as good. But that's not necessarily the case, at least in my book, because many of us could afford a SIG. We could afford any handgun we really want. Most of us have too many handguns, right? We end up not carrying. We could consolidate our resources, trade some guns, sell some firearms. If there's a pistol out there that we think is the best carry gun or the best home defense pistol or whatever it's for, it serves a really important purpose. It's a primary firearm, or carry gun, for example. We could buy it. We could manage to get it, couldn't we? It's not like buying a Corvette. It's a difference between 305 or 507, maybe even 1,000. We could worm around, sell some guns, figure out a way to make it ours if we really thought it was better, couldn't we? I mean, if we thought these others were junk and you've got to pay 1,000 to get a gun that's worthy of carry. But anyway, I got off topic there a little bit, I guess. But SIGs are quality firearms, as I say. And these are not prices like the hammer-fired guns. They're more reasonably priced. And that is an option. Again, not a big difference between these two. It's that grip is the biggest difference that I can see in the terms of the subcompact. Now, what do I think of the subcompact? You notice I was struggling on the gong. Of course, I don't know. Sometimes I could struggle with my very favorite firearm, if I'm shooting too fast or messing around. But I shoot the compact a lot better. I've been shooting this one some. We've got some magazines here. Let's just take a few more shots. I mean, it's fine for reasonable distances and everything, and for its intended purpose. If I want to pop those soft drinks, sure I can do it, right? That count. Okay, I think I hit all 5 plates without missing. Well, you know, that's, you know, it'll work, no doubt about it. And if that coffin were about to attack me, I could put him in a coffin, you know. So when I say I don't shoot it quite as well, it's got to really focus a little more to get that sight on target. I'm gonna try the gong again. I don't know what my problem was before. Okay, I think I was going high. Yeah. All right. So let's see if I can hit the red plate over there, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. It shoots okay. I tell you what it is that makes me a little biased against it versus the other one is just the feel of it. And you know me, I like small grips. I'm just fine with them. But again, another characteristic of the Sig lineup is the slides are kind of thick. They're heavier than some other firearms. And with this little grip, it feels like you got a hold of something a little bit like what was that model? It was a 45 that Sig came out with. We did a review of it too. You get that kind of that similar feel, like your slide is too big for the grip. It just feels a little top heavy, barrel heavy, front heavy, just a little odd. It's like, okay, the grip is okay. I could work with the grip. I like small grips, all right, but it needs either a shorter slide or a lighter slide or something. You got this big, heavy slide up there on top of this little bitty, little grip. This is a little bit out of balance for me. But again, you say it works. It works fine. And as we know, those of us who carry, I started to say for a living, we carry for, well, it is kind of for a living, it's to keep ourselves living, right? In the event of some unusual occurrence, there's the chance that it could keep us alive. By the way, I cut my thumb on a knife I was sharpening, so it's not on this gun. Don't want to mislead you there. But as we know, we folks who carry, the grip is the thing that's important. If you can shave off a little bit on the grip, it makes it a lot easier to carry, less likely to print, all that kind of thing. Whereas a little bit extra length on the slide is usually not that big a deal. Okay, so that's what they were thinking. Their brains were in the right place on that. Cut some off the grip and it makes it more concealable. Still a little bit of a tank, you know, just the heavier slide. So anyway, but that's one thing we wanted to do when we did get our hands on the subcompact, you know, kind of let you know what the differences were. And that's kind of the general difference right there. And the ease with which you can pull out the chassis and put it in a different frame and make yourself a different firearm. Don't know how, you know, attractive that sounds to you, having that capability. For myself, I like this one, this compact, and that's where I will put that back in and leave it probably, because that's a fun gun to shoot. This one I don't see as much of a fun range gun, and again, it's a little heavy for me. Where's my Glock 43? I took it out of my pocket, but you know, it's going to win out, you know, because it's lighter and thinner and everything. But a nice gun. If you like the Sig lineup, you like the 320. It's a good one. You know, no malfunctions. You know what? I ought to shoot one more mag just to make sure. Let's load one more here. Okay. We're shooting Federal ammo, which we appreciate. We appreciate Sig sending that shell. And of course, we always appreciate Bud's Gun Shop for the incredible support they provide for the channel. And be sure you check the link to Bud's and other places, buds.com, budsgunshop.com, in the description. And the link, we'll probably put a link to Sig. And we always put one to Federal for helping us out. So just please do that. We also put meet and greet updates, you know, in our descriptions. As soon as we find out we're going to do one somewhere, we start just routinely sticking that in the description. So if you're watching on mobile, I know we don't mention that often enough, because a lot of people do watch on their mobile phones as they're driving down the road, right? And you know, you don't see annotations and things, so we just tend to put it in the description. So check out our Facebooks and all that kind of thing. We always post updates there. So let's shoot just a little bit more. Shoot one of these. This is a 17 rounder, so this is designed for the full size Sig P320. Oh, and we have a 2 liter or 2 here, so let's take care of this stuff. Yeah, nice. Woo. Let's try a tree limb. Cool. And let's finish up on the cowboy. He bothers me. Move him around a little bit. So if you like the Sig, man, this nice little carry gun is really solid. One thing you do get with that extra weight, you get a really comfortable gun to shoot, no doubt about it. And this would be a good range gun. It doesn't beat you up because it's got the weight behind it in that slide. So it's very comfy to shoot. It's got a nice trigger. Double check. Yep. It's got that typical Sig P320 trigger, you know, the striker fired revelation, you know, that Sig went through recently when they brought out these guns. And the strangest thing I've noticed too is, you know, striker fired triggers can vary a little bit, but I have noticed, especially today, that the trigger in this gun when I was shooting felt exactly the same as the trigger in this gun. I couldn't tell any difference. I mean, none at all. I'm not sure what the reason is for that, but the trigger felt like it had exactly the same break. So anyway, I'm glad y'all could come by and shoot this with me a little bit. And again, again, I'm not selling Sig P320s, but they got, I don't know if it's a home run or not, but they got a good hit. You know, maybe it's not out of the ballpark, but with this striker fired series, they're good shooters. You know, and you've heard me for years talk about Sig being a great gun. I enjoy shooting them, but it's that double to single action, you know, and the hammer fire and everything that keeps me from carrying them or maybe shooting them, owning them more than I do. But yeah, they did it right with the striker fire, and it's fun to shoot, good trigger break. So it's another option. As I've said before, we're living in good times. You know, when it comes to pistols, there's so many great options, and this might be one for you. So anyway, glad you were here. Life is good.
Hi, I'm Zeke with the Sonoran Desert Institute, and here at SDI, we're extremely proud to be sponsors of the Hickok 45 channel. You may be asking yourself, well, what is SDI? SDI is an affordable, fully accredited distance learning education program. We have an emphasis in gunsmithing and firearms technology. If you decide to become a gunsmith, you'll need to learn proper gunsmithing techniques, and while some people will use an apprenticeship program to gain these techniques, a formal education will ensure an organized, more comprehensive learning environment. But when you choose a gunsmithing school, it's still kind of difficult. So it's very important that you choose a gunsmithing school that meet the following criteria. First, look for a nationally or regionally accredited program. And whether distance learning online or through a brick and mortar ground program, a gunsmithing program should always have a hands-on element. And finally, make sure you look for a school with high student satisfaction. Find reviews online, check out its Facebook or other social media, or get on the same social media sites, find some alumni, and ask to speak with them about their experience. And while we're not at SDI today, I do have some of the firearms I've learned to work on and build myself through the SDI program. So let's go take a look at them. Okay, maybe not. We'll just get seriously. Can I not get a chair that fits me? I'm a big guy, dude. So I guess back to what we were originally talking about. Above all else, find the school that's right for you. It's not always going to be the distance education programs or the brick and mortar ground schools that are for everybody. Just make sure you do your research on multiple options before you make that decision. But if you want more information on our gunsmithing school, just go to www.sdi.edu or call us at 1-800-336-8939.